Our district life before we joined Jigaimfundo program had too many challenges. We want to start by saying as a district, each section had its own program that it was implementing. And as a district director, it was very difficult to monitor different programs because curriculum had its own program, the circuit management had its own program, SNAS its own program. So we were actually working differently. So in each man committee, I had to try and get different reports. Circuit managers were not aware what advisors were doing, what SNAS was doing, what exams was doing. They would hear for the first time in the man committee, which was very difficult. So that as a result, there will be too many questions about the program, resulting sometimes to a lot of conflict, a lot of duplication, SNAS duplicating what advisors have done, circuit managers duplicating what advisors have done, and so on. So there were too many challenges. And as a result, schools were confused because too many programs sometimes that were a duplication. A life orientation advisor, a life orientation educator would be called by curriculum and would also be called by SNAS. And they would duplicate and sometimes say things which are in conflict to one another. So there were too many challenges, and the schools were complaining because we could not integrate our programs. And there was no productivity at the end. The results were poor. We could not achieve what we wanted to achieve as a district. So it was even difficult for me to coordinate all these different things. And it was even difficult to make an impact in the classroom to ensure that learners were achieving. So the situation was not good at all. We joined Jigaimfundo in 2017, and during the onboarding already we were aware that the program was being piloted in King Cetshwayo and Pinetown. So we were already anticipating the program, but it was taking too long because it took almost 5 years before it came to us. So at the time when we started the program, it was introduced to the district MANCO. And a few things were highlighted to us. First and foremost, we realized that unity was important. You see, what was good about the program, they were not instructing you what to do, but they would raise challenges that would force you to learn the significance of that particular principle. So we came to understand that we needed a common program, a common vision, and a united MANCO in order to drive the program to schools. And we also came to realize that a lot of things needed to change from us. First and foremost, our attitude needed to change. Part of our previous attitude was that we know everything as district officials. So when we go to schools, we are just going there to instruct them, to teach them what to do. We came to understand that schools needed to be treated differently for them to accept the program. Then we came to understand that we needed to develop a professional relationship with schools so that we would be able to respect them and they would respect us in return. So it was not automatical that because you are coming from the district, then you would be respected. So during that time, we also came to understand that even in the district office, there were a lot of different opinions, different practices. Advisors were thinking differently, circuit managers were thinking differently, and we needed to harmonize that. And we came to understand how dangerous those divisions were. as we were going to schools with such mentality. When we started, we were first and foremost part of team building activities. The activities which assisted us to build unity, to understand one another better, so that when we interact and we develop the strategy, at least we understand one another. Secondly, we were made to understand where we are as a district. We were made to understand where we are going, which was also very critical. And we also were made to understand what needed to change for us to be where we wanted to be. So those programs were significant because we came to understand that a lot needed to change in our own uh, attitudes, in our own understanding. And we also came to understand that we did not know everything. We needed to learn from other colleagues. We needed to unlearn certain things, and that was critical. And in the journey, the we needed first to educate ourselves, to renew our own uh, 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 self, and we also needed to redefine the journey so that every time we go, then we understand where we are going and what is it that we need to. So there was a lot of capacity building, which did not happen basically because there was Jiga Imfundo, but because we learned introspection as a skill. And in the past, that we were not really used to, and we were just comfortable in the past. And we came to understand that no, we can't be comfortable in our position. The key learnings that we learned as a collective, first and foremost, was the significance of planning. In the past, we were planning as different sections. We were working in silos, and we then came to understand that it was important to work as a team. And we developed a strategy which was common, which was integrated. So everything which advisors were doing was part of the plan. Another issue, we learned to make our plan a consolidated brief plan with a few pillars. It had 6 pillars now. It was easy to remember. It was, and that plan was then cascaded to schools for schools to use as they do their own plans. And we developed a district calendar which informed the schools about different district activities. That communication was key because it made schools fully understand the program of the district. It assisted us as well to avoid duplications because we came to understand that governance and management has this plan. And we discovered that there was also a similar plan with circuit management. So we integrated that, and it was easy to move forward. So our plan was now enriched. And key and critical was the development that took place at an SMT level, because it was for the first time for the department to concentrate on the first layer of leadership, the SMTs, where the SMTs were trained. And after being trained, monitoring tools were developed to ensure that we monitor the implementation of the programs that we had developed as a collective. So key and critical was that. And the circuit manager and the principal, they had a plan and a monitoring tool where they could sit down, have a conversation about how things are happening at a school level. It was for the first time to ensure that what is being monitored is understood by both the principal and the circuit manager. And when they begin to implement, they implement things that they understand. So nobody is surprised. So in that particular process, it made things much easier. And that plan, part of at the center of the plan was curriculum coverage. So the plan was very clear, from curriculum planning to curriculum implementation to curriculum assessment to analysis and remediation. So it was a comprehensive package, understood the same from the district director to the teacher in the classroom. So once the plan was understood like that, it was then easy to make an impact, and each person coming from the district using one plan. So the teacher was not confused, the principal was not confused, and all of us were singing from the same hymn book. Okay, what we came to understand as a district after participating in Chiga Imfundo program, key and critical was that implementation is a skill that must be learned. We had participated in the development of district and provincial plans before, but what was different this time was that we were taught to implement the plan differently. We would develop plans, put them on the shelf, and very little would be implemented in the past. Now we came to understand the significance of implementation of the plan, ensuring that you develop tools to monitor if the plan is being implemented, implementing it with loyalty and checking the impact. So the tools that were developed in the process were helping us to see if there was an impact in the classroom. Remember, what is not monitored is not done. So now that we had developed monitoring tools which are assisting us to see, we were able to see that in the past, although we had plans, but there was no impact in the classroom. Now we wanted to see the impact, and all of us were focusing that, circuit managers, advisors, NAS, and everybody else. So that was the most important thing. But secondly, the attitude had changed. In the past, as we were monitoring the plan, it was us and them. Schools were seen as people who must be instructed, and district officials were seen as people who were actually the fountains of knowledge. So now we began to treat each other as colleagues, and that developed a sound relationship between us and school principals coming from the district and the school educators and the SMT. And from that level, it was easy to see improvement in learning outcomes and improvement in results. The district started moving up, even in the results for all exit grades, your grade 3, your grade 6, your grade 9, and your grade 12. At the beginning, when we started the process, even at grade 12, our district was just performing at the tail. Things began to take shape, and we were moving from position 12 to position 8 to position 6 to position 5, position 4, and recently in the past 2 years we got position 1 consecutively, because we have been implementing the plan and noticing changes, making the corrections, ensuring that learners in the classroom benefit. Yeah,
As a district director.
yeah, the most important change that I realized was in terms of behavior. Uh, there was a change in leadership. We began to open space for other layers in the leadership of the district to take part, to participate. And we began to understand the significance of collective leadership, the significance of collective responsibility and collective wisdom. So when we did that, it changed the attitude and the behavior of the officials at the center in the district manco, which then influenced the change to circuit managers and advisors, changed the relationship in which we were operating. Too many people were negative, they became positive now. And when that happened, it opened the space for creativity, innovation, and hard work from our educators. In the past, educators were forced to work hard because the attitude had changed. The relationship was now positive. They are now willingly working hard. We were forcing them through circulars to go into extra hours, extra days, and so on, like weekend classes. Now we are no longer doing that. They are just doing that freely because the behavior, the attitude has changed. It started with the leadership, it then moved. So, as the leadership, we were able to work hard and transplant ourselves to the collective of the circuit managers and the teachers at the end. And I can tell you, at the moment, you don't need to write a circular for our teachers to work hard. They are just working hard on their own. And as they do that, they become a source of inspiration to the learners. At the moment, you don't need to motivate our learners more to come to school because the teachers are motivated. So now learners have role models because educators are role modeling the good practices and learners are copying that, getting inspired by that. And as they get inspired, so the school day is now motivating to the learners and they can learn, they become creative. And if the school day is like that, it then promotes a lot of constructive engagement at a school level, which promotes learning from the side of the learners.